College basketball is back in Huntsville. It's Sam Houston State hosting Howard Payne for college basketball on ESPN. And welcome inside Johnson Coliseum. Jason Barfield and Matt Peterson on hand. For Howard Payne, a Division III school about 80 miles southeast of Abilene, it's a chance to prove themselves tonight against a Division I foe. But for the Bearcats, much larger expectations. They have the reigning Coach of the Year and the Newcomer of the Year, picked third in the Southland preseason poll.
Yeah, there's no unknowns this year. With Raven Justice, this is her second year. They know what the expectations are of them. They were picked third in the league. They're here to win a Southland Conference championship. A lot of returning players, so they've been through this process before. They know what she's going to want from them.
And now for our HEB, no player does more players to watch. For Howard Payne, it's Chelsea Harris.
Yeah, last season, Chelsea Harris, 17.4 points per game. She was a first-team All-West selection. She's on the ASC preseason watch list. She is a player that they are going to count on to be the go-to scorer this season.
And for Sam Houston State, it's the senior guard, Jalen Walker. At times last year, she wasn't a surefire starter, but she was the Newcomer of the Year.
Yeah, 15.4 points per game last season. She was really the catalyst for this offense. And if you had to look at one player who was really the one that you could pinpoint being a reason for their success, it was Jalen Walker.
HEB, the official grocer of the Sam Houston State Bearcats and the Bearcats Sports Network. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Miller Lite, the official beer of the Bearcats Sports Network. First for the Yellow Jackets, Chelsea Harris, Paige Grable, Selena Ali, Anastasia Willis, and Delaney Ingram. We'll get the Bearcats after the tip. Underway, the Bearcats women's basketball season starts tonight in Huntsville. Right off the opening tip, it's Faith Cook, a transfer from UTEP. Leggett into the paint, missed it off the left rim, and traveling underneath, it's Howard Payne basketball. Now Sam Houston with an interesting starting lineup. Leggett, Cook, Haynes, Walker, and McKinney. We mentioned in the open, Jason, about the returning starters. Jennifer Aramis might have been a presumed starter. She doesn't start tonight.
Yeah, but I think that also shows the depth of the team and the amount of experience that is on this team and some talent that they have to lean on.
It's a Division I school, Sam Houston State, against a Division III foe in Howard Payne, as we have a jump ball. So it's seemingly a mixed starting lineup tonight for Raven Justice. Jalen Walker, the reigning Newcomer of the Year in preseason first-team All-Conference. She is not in the starting lineup either. The Bearcats in white, Howard Payne in blue. 3 to shoot from the left wing. Off the mark. That was Paige Grable out of Stanton High School, Stanton, Texas.
Yeah, I think this is also an opportunity for Raven Justice just to kind of look at matchups, look at some pairings. You know, this is about gathering data tonight.
Full court pressure against Faith Cook from Baytown. Went to Goose Creek High School, good career at UTEP before transferring to Sam Houston State. Missed 3 from the right wing from Jalen Walker. Charge is the call. Too much from Amber Leggett.
Yeah, may have just dipped that shoulder a little bit on the drive. She initiated the contact. That's usually going to get the whistle every time.
Now Bearcats pick up on their full court press. It's intense man-to-man defense for 40 minutes under Raven Justice. This team had 7 wins in 2 straight years before she arrived, and now a 3-point play opportunity for Chelsea Harris, our featured player in the open.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, she was a point scorer last year and clearly somebody that they're going to want to run the offense through. We get another look at it here, and just underneath the basket, Cook was late to get over there and went in, made the contact, and was called for the foul.
Oh, Cook called for the foul. Leggett goes to the bench. If you've never seen a Sam Houston State women's game before, be prepared for rapid on-the-fly substitutions as we see Walker go to the bench. Here's Lachey Haynes. Coach on the court, finds Leggett. She missed the running left-hander. Good save from under the basket. And it's Yellow Jacket basketball.
Rachel Harrell also in the game for the Bearcats there on that last substitution.
Lachey Haynes defending on the perimeter. A real boon to this roster. She was granted a 6th year of eligibility by the NCAA. Left wing 3 is off the back rim, miss from Harris, but she came over from Prairie View A&M with Raven Justice last year. Very accountable on the court, holds her teammates to a high standard. Harrell from the right wing, that's off the mark. She really knows Justice's system and defensive standards. 3-pointer off the mark from Anastasia Willis. Back and forth game here in the opening 3 minutes. Leggett from the corner. That's long. Good rebound. Nice box out by Harris. Bearcats 0 for 5 from the field. Coach Justice will sub a lot. She'll bring her players off for short periods, bring them right back on after some instruction. Off the ball foul. Leggett picks up the foul, and Aramis checks in for the first time. Jalen Walker returns.
Yeah, like you said, they're going to rotate in and out here. We're going to see Aramis, and, you know, it's about looking at matchups, see who plays well together. You got a group of experienced players and a group of newcomers they're going to mix in, and Raven Justice is looking to see if she can find a 5 that she really likes playing together.
After the inbounds play. Foul underneath Jalen Walker. Fouls Selena Ali, and you have to be impressed so far with Howard Payne so far, Jason. They've come out in the first 3 minutes. They've attacked. They have not looked intimidated on the offensive end.
Yeah, they're going right at the basket. They're going right at the Bearcat defenders, and they're forcing Sam Houston to make a play.
Aramis checks in. Good story. She's a senior from Pembroke Pines, Florida. But where the program has come in her 4 seasons is really remarkable. 7 wins her first 2 years, 16 last year. Now she can go out as a senior and really go out in style in Huntsville. Good feed inside. McKinney missed it. Second chance. McKinney goes to the free throw line.
Yeah, Bearcats have had 2 of those now right underneath the basket where they've just kind of overcooked it a little bit. Maybe some first game of the year nerves. Little extra adrenaline pumping through right now.
McKinney, also a senior from Amarillo, Texas, so she has also weathered the storm of those bleak years a couple seasons ago. And it was sort of a rude awakening for McKinney and Aramis, Rachel Harrell, some of the returnees after those 2 tough seasons. But they stuck around. They're here for their senior season.
Yeah, they didn't know what to expect. They had to make the biggest adjustment.
5'2" Howard Payne. 15-foot jumper is good. Lily Yannick out of Lavernia, Texas. Impressive start from the Yellow Jackets.
Well, they're hustling on both ends of the floor right now.
Offensive foul called on Jalen Walker. Her second personal foul.
Right now, it's Howard Payne. They are bringing the intensity on the defensive end of the floor, the offensive end of the floor, and the Bearcats so far have not had an answer.
Courtney Cleveland checks in out of Arlington, Texas, a transfer from Pratt Community College. One of those interior players brought in by Coach Justice with the assumption that Haynes would not be back, but with the fact that Haynes got a 6th year, and then you have some junior college transfers, it's a beefed up interior with the departure of Lydia Baxter.
Yeah, 5'10" player. She's going to get in and scrap, though.
Aramis, good cover on the backside. She has the steal. Aramis pushes the tempo. Lobs it inside. And that one falls. Courtney Cleveland off the bench with 2.
Aramis sees the floor so well there. Almost a no-look pass as she just lobbed it into the paint.
7-4, Howard Payne under 6 minutes left opening quarter on the opening night for the Bearcats. Bearcats men's team won last night on this very floor. A busy week here at Johnson Coliseum. Aramis, 2-on-2, jump stop, 10-footer is short. Rebound on the inside from Yannick. Turnover, Aramis fouls. On her way up by Delaney Ingram.
And that's just the experience of a senior who's been out here before, and we'll see it right here on the pass. That was the great vision there on the play before, but she knows to stay with the play, and she knows that that's what's going to be asked of her is, so you left a shot short. Just because you weren't there on the offensive rebound, you can still stay back and make a play, and that's what she did right there, created another opportunity. She's got herself to the line.
Ramos misses the first. She sort of oscillated between the 1 position and the 2 position last year. Found it interesting as we see Yannick Denson, second-year head coach. He told me before the game this was a good exercise for his team to play against a team other than his own. They've been playing against each other quite a bit in practice, but Justice at the start of last year said Ramos is not a 1. But she kind of grew into that position later in the year, earned the trust of her coach. Here comes Ramos, pushing the tempo. To the right wing, it's Harrell off the back rim. Leggett skies the rebound, back to Harrell. And more free throws coming. Good spark plug off the bench. Courtney Cleveland has been active on the interior.
I think it's funny when you say, she's not a 1, but I think when you watch her on the floor and in the game, in transitions like that, she sees the floor so well, and maybe there are some other traits that she doesn't have from a prototypical point guard. That vision that she does bring, it's hard not to put her in that spot.
Bearcats trying to cope with a few losses. Dominic Maxwell was a defensive force last year at the guard position after the air ball and the free throw. Lydia Baxter, great rebounder, interior player. 2 of the most notable departures from last year's team, but a good core returns to Huntsville for this year. Harrell with the steal inside of Ramos, and the Bearcats grab their first lead at 8-7. Leaky defense from the Cats. That was too easy for Ingram. Back and forth contest, McKinney on the inside.
And that's what Raven Justice wants to see. 2 quick passes, get it into your post.
That took 1 pass, they get into the post, it's missed. Tough rebound and putback, Bria Neal. This is all offense here tonight in Huntsville. Offensive rebound, Rachel Harrell. Out to Ramos. Kicks it out for Leggett. Ball fake, deep 2 is short. McKinney tapped the rebound. Retrieved by Cleveland. She steps on the end line. And we've reached the under 5-minute media timeout. An offensive showcase here at Johnson Coliseum. The visitors up a point.
Three, 2, 1.
There's Raven Justice, last year's Southland Conference Coach of the Year in her first year in Huntsville. We just missed a inbounds play, thrown out of bounds right toward Jason Barfield.
I had it.
Just out of his reach. Just out of my reach as well. So it's Bearcat basketball after the under 5-minute media timeout. More on Justice in a moment as Walker drives, missed it with the left hand. McKinney fighting for the rebound. It's won by Howard Payne. Here comes Chelsea Harris up court. No call. Harris went down. Walker travels.
Yeah, Walker right now, she just looks like she's playing a little too fast. Couple of turnovers on her part. And a couple of times just on her drives, just hadn't been able to get a handle on it.
Well, Coach Justice told media a couple weeks ago, I think we're going to excel faster than we did last season. They had a up and down non-conference schedule, really hit their stride in conference play, was one of the best teams in the conference going into Katy, but then lost in the opening game. So sort of maybe a feeling of unfinished business after such a strong finish to the year.
Yeah, and they've got some games that they're going to test themselves with. You know, they're going to go on the road, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, but you also have road games at Oral Roberts, at UTSA that are maybe going to be a little more similar to what they're going to see in conference.
Louisiana comes here this weekend, also at Oklahoma in the middle part of December. A good non-conference schedule for Coach Justice in her second year. The second free throw is good. Full court pressure from Howard Payne. Aramis slings it inside for McKinney. One-point game. Howard Payne, a Division III school, 80 miles southeast of Abilene, Texas. Missed from the baseline from Grable. Up-tempo basketball, a little out of control there from the Cats. That's a pass that Aramis does not need to make into McKinney at the end line.
Yeah, and, you know, it was good vision. It was probably a step and a half late from getting down there. But once again, I mean, we've seen it on 2 passes in the paint. She's seeing the floor so well right now.
Oh, nice work from Cook. She drives and misses too far off the glass from the UTEP transfer. Refs confer and will stay with the Bearcats.
You know, we're seeing Faith Cook and Aramis on the floor together at the same time. I think that's going to be interesting to see how the two of them play together, as that's almost an interchangeable 1-2 combination.
6 turnovers already for the Cats. Cook from deep. Her first points as a Bearcat, had to sit out last season after transferring. Was a big part of the Roadrunners team, or UTEP's team, the Miners, a couple of years ago, over 31 minutes per game in Conference USA. Cleveland, out to Cook. Aramis thought about it, back to Cook, in and out. Up-tempo basketball on show tonight in Huntsville. Wonderful hands from Cleveland. And she throws it away.
Yeah, Raven Justice there asking for the push. Thought maybe a little contact might have forced that turnover there. She's told kind of emphatically, no, that's not the case.
In some ways, Jason, it's been one step forward, one step back for the Cats tonight. They're up by 2, but 7 turnovers in the early going. Sometimes you're too excited in the opening game, right? You're trying too hard to make a play.
First ever meeting between these two teams, you're trying to figure out what they're going to be throwing at you as well.
A miss in the paint from Bria Neal. Harrell at the end line. No look past top of the key. Haynes for Leggett off the back rim. Good ball movement from the Cats, but the 3 off the mark. Selena Ali from San Antonio and Jay High School. 90 seconds left opening quarter. Bounce pass inside, stolen by Harrell. Outlet in front of Aramis. Aramis up and in. Bearcats with the full court pressure. Leggett went for the steal, does not get it. Harris the other way, coast to coast, and the miss. Haynes pulls in the rebound.
Yeah, you've seen a lot better work for the Bearcats defensively getting back.
Here's Harrell, jump stop, off the glass. Bearcats up 6 and a timeout for Howard Payne and Yannick Denson.
Yeah, Bearcats right now doing a very good job. They're turning defense into offense now. And I think that was one of the things, you know, in that first really 5 minutes, you saw a lot of good looks for Howard Payne. They were attacking the basket. They kind of had some open looks. The Cats didn't get back defensively. These last 3-4 minutes, the Cats have gotten back. They're not giving up anything easy. And right now, it's resulting in a lot of turnovers for Howard Payne, 3 turnovers in their last 2.5 minutes, and they haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes, and the Bearcats are now turning those turnovers into points on the other end of the floor. They're on a 9-0 run right now over the last 2.5 minutes.
Good to see Harrell in transition inside the three-point line. It's something Justice talked about last season, was that Harrell, her first 2 years in Huntsville, was more of a exclusive three-point shooter. They wanted to make her more of an all-around player. Last year, she became a better defender, as that is missed. Good take initially from Ollie, and then she committed the foul after the rebound. But if Harrell can become more of a complete player this season and not just live on the three-point line, be more of an offensive threat going to the basket.
And right now she's filling up the stat sheet. 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 points. She's really getting a nice, good cross-section of that stat sheet right now.
9-0 run for the Cats. Aramis throws it too high for Harrell. Full court pressure from the Cats. Aramis harassing Selena Ali. Haynes comes to help. Ali heavy duress, but she escapes. 6-second difference between the clocks. Three-pointer off the mark from Willis. And we'll stay with the Lady Jackets here. Tough inbounds play. 5-second violation. Frustration there for Lily Yannick.
Yeah, I think she was wanting to get the ball into Caitlin Ward. That looked to be her intended target. Credit to Rachel Harrell there. She was right in her hip pocket the whole time.
The shot clock is off. Aramis off a Haynes screen inside for McKinney. McKinney had it stolen. Aramis dives to win it back. Jump ball. And the possession error with the Cats. Courtney Cleveland returns. Bearcats have hoisted 21 shots in this opening period. Harrell with 7 left in the quarter. Leggett, Cleveland, Harrell off the mark. And the first quarter comes to a close. The Bearcats fell behind early, but they close on a 9-0 run. 1 quarter in the books, Bearcats up 6.
Since 1879, students have come from far and wide to a place unlike any other. A place where tradition runs deep, honor holds special meaning, and orange brings us together. It's a place where friendships are formed and futures take shape. Every day, students discover Sam Houston anew and walk across our stage, united as alumni, united as Bearcats. Join the Alumni Association today.
Welcome back, second quarter in Huntsville. It looks like a rugby scrum. And it's another inbounds play, but this really epitomizes what Raven Justice wants from her team. Most teams let the other team inbound the ball to start a quarter, not the Bearcats.
And a substitution after a second's ticked off the clock here.
Yes.
But yeah, they're not giving anything easy, and they won't all year long.
You cannot switch off for one moment if you're on the court for Raven Justice. If you do, good chance you're coming out for a moment or two. Active hands from Lachey Haynes. Errant pass, turnover. Good pressure from the Cats.
Yeah, Cats staying with that defensive intensity. That's now 10 turnovers for Howard Payne in that first half. The Bearcats turned 9 turnovers into 10 points.
From the corner, Cook, Haynes, Aramis, Cook. A deep 2 is right there. Make it a 3. Confusing set of lines with the new three-point line here this season. I have 3 lines for the rest. I'll just say I would not want to be an official.
I'm just going to look for their hands.
Yes.
Look for the hand signal.
Bearcats up 9. A legal screen, Bearcat basketball.
Yeah, 2 quick turnovers the Bearcats have now forced here, really picking up to the trend that we saw. We'll get another look at the 3 from Cook from the corner, and that was based off great ball movement, that inside-outside that Raven Justice likes. That time it was once again created by Aramis.
Payne sets the screen. Aramis driving off the glass is long. Rebound pulled in by Anastasia Willis. Paige Grable up court for Howard Payne. Blocking foul on McKinney. Her first personal.
Raven Justice having a conversation, asking if she was straight up, and I think she was told yes, defender was straight up, but it was that extra little step and slide into the contact that drew the whistle.
First free throw is good from Grable.
We'll get another look at it here. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of a lean there from McKinney.
It's hard, I think, for the defender there and the referees as the free throw is good. What's a lean and what is bracing for contact or trying to avoid being injured with some slight movement towards the end?
That wasn't as exaggerated as a kind of a hip check that you normally see called, but certainly there was some movement there that drew the whistle.
Alyssa Osborne goes to the bench. Now we see Olivia Essex, her first minutes with the Cats. Here she is on the ball in the corner, 24, good ball fake. Running floater is there. Olivia Essex out of Atlantic City, went to Rowan College at Gloucester County before coming to Huntsville.
How about that?
Good ball fake off the right rim from Grable. Cleveland looks like she might be an impact player for this Cats team. 11 for Sam Houston State. Aramis misses from the corner, but Cleveland has really brought some energy on both ends.
And I think, you know, with her size, her athleticism, she can play inside or outside as we see her on the perimeter right now.
Haynes went for the steal, but she had it cover on the backside for McKinney.
And that's just great recognition by McKinney. She noticed that Haynes got beat. She came from the far side of the paint to come get that one too.
6'2" senior from Amarillo, Texas. Kiara McKinney enjoying the fruits of her labors after the tough couple first seasons. Last year, a big turnaround. The Bearcats looking to go even further. 16 and 13 last year. Oh, Cook read that well, nearly with the steal. And Amber Leggett, speaking to media before the season, said the atmosphere that they've built is the biggest difference from prior years and why they're so excited about this year. Amber Leggett said last year everybody was shy, we had a new coach and all that. This year you can tell everybody is into what we have planned.
I think there's definitely defined roles with this team now, and that makes a big difference.
The shot clock expired, and there's a foul called on Aramis. Make that Lachey Haynes. Bearcats defended well till the end, and now free throws coming for Harris.
Tough break there with the shot clock running out basically almost simultaneously with the whistle.
Sandra Kennedy checks in for Sam Houston State.
Kennedy, freshman out of the Woodlands, played at College Park, had a nice little cheer when she came onto the floor.
Corner three is long from Cook. Offensive rebound, Aramis. Aramis blocked. Ingram turned her away. Kennedy's also the 11th player used by Coach Justice tonight. This game is about 13 minutes old.
And not a surprise at that either.
Good work, Aramis. Out to Cook, 4-on-2 for the Cats. 15-footer is there.
That was great recognition by Cook. She was looking to pass. She was bringing the ball, looking for a pass into the paint. It wasn't there. Nobody came out to pick her up, and it was one of those moments, you're going to give me the 12-footer, I'll take it.
Faith Cook leads everybody with 8 points, 3 of 6 shooting. Shaky pass, turnover picked up by McKinney, out to Cook. Bearcats pushing the transition with every possession. Another corner three of Ramos, in and out. Kennedy forced the tie-up. Good size from Kennedy, 6 foot. Cleveland, the junior transfer from Pratt Community College, is 5'10". A lot of size, new to the team, Madeline Batista.
And and I think that's one of the things that's maybe most impressive is Raven was able to do everything she did last year as a first-year coach. She still hadn't had a chance to really bring her own players in. Now you're starting to see of what she can do as a recruiter.
Nice interior pass. Kennedy draws a foul. Batista has not played yet. She's a 6'2", transfer from Daytona State Community College in Florida. We saw Olivia Essex as well at 5'11". Oh, it's kind of a unique blend of styles because this is an up-tempo team. They like to play in transition. It's a guard-heavy style, but with the newcomers this season, there's a lot of size in the interior when the game slows down a bit.
And you've got plays like Kennedy there who's not afraid to get in the paint, take some contact, bang a little bit down there to go along with her athleticism.
Howard Payne pushing the tempo. It's Selena Ali. Bearcats up by 10. Good help side defense from the freshman Sandra Kennedy. Out to Cleveland. She draws a foul.
Not only a great play on the defensive end, but quick recognition to get the ball down the floor. Thinking quick for a freshman, sometimes the speed of the Division I game, you come from high school into Division I basketball, it's all moving a little fast, but she was quick. She knocked the ball away, looked up the floor, and was able to quickly get the pass down the floor to Cleveland.
Kennedy checks out. Ramina Henderson checks in for the first time. She's a freshman out of Neptune, New Jersey. We see this block.
She almost blocked that with her elbow. Just length, and that's one thing you're seeing with a lot of these players of this team, so long and athletic.
Cleveland misses both free throws, but the Bearcats win it back in midcourt. Henderson just into the game out of St. John Vianney High School in New Jersey. There's number 24, oohs and ahs from the crowd here after that from Aramis. Left wing three is off the back rim from Henderson. Offensive rebound and a putback from McKinney.
Yeah, Ramos crossed her over right here in front of the student section, got them on their feet.
Aramis reach and foul on the interior as she tried to slow down Bria Neal.
Get another look at it here.
Like a simple between the leg dribble, almost bad luck for the
She had her momentum going the other way.
Handoff, Ali. Another steal for the Bearcats.
Nothing easy.
Outlet, Haynes. 2 more. Her first 2 of the night. The Bearcats with 19 points in the first quarter, 12 here in the second. They lead by 14. It's a 7-0 run for the Cats. Another turnover. Haynes got a hand in there. Picked up by Henderson. Henderson passes up the 3, gets in the lane, reach and foul. Bearcats rolling in Huntsville to lead by 14 midway through the second.
Third-generation Bearcat Tacey Webb roped her way to a national championship through her hard work and fearless dedication. Trading her saddle for nursing scrubs, Tacey set her sights in another arena, place where she can champion the needs of others. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Tacey reach their championship potential. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Back, Huntsville, Texas, Matt Peterson with Jason Barfield. Bearcats up by 14 against Division III foe Howard Payne. A good transition look at the Cats.
Yeah, and that's where they're doing their damage right now. 20 points off turnovers for the Bearcats. They're turning defense into offense.
Haynes missed a good look on the inside. Lady Jackets the other way. Open three off the back rim. Missed that time from Mallory Garcia. Local kid from Brownwood High School, where Howard Payne's located, Brownwood, Texas. Off the foot of Cleveland.
She looked up, saw a wide open path to the basket, got a little ahead of herself.
Full court press from the Cats. Paige Grable to midcourt, foul committed by Cook.
Yeah, got her hand in there, a little grab on the wrist.
I feel like with the Bearcat press, it reminds me of the old quote, anytime, anywhere. That was the at Boise State, they'll play you anytime, anywhere. Former head coach Chris Peterson, but they'll do it coming out of timeouts to start a half, to start a quarter, up by 14 at home in the first half.
Well, they played fast last year, and they said they're going to play faster this year.
Rebound McKinney out to Arama. She's pushed the tempo every time down. Missed the layup. Nice read getting back into the defensive lane, Ramina Henderson. One mistake on one end, a missed layup, but then teammate Henderson picks up Aramis going the other way. And those are the kind of plays Justice likes will keep Henderson in the game. Good spin for McKinney off the glass.
And that's not going to go down as a second chance point, but essentially that's what that is. That defensive pressure got the ball right back for them.
A scrap in the backcourt. Missed layup off the left window from Chelsea Harris. A good feed inside of Aramis. First one down the court. It was Ramina Henderson, the freshman, with a good opening game.
That was a great work there by Henderson. Aramis asked for it initially. The pass wasn't there. Henderson took that one extra step until the passing lane opened up. 7
points for Aramis, 3 of 9 shooting. Block again from McKinney. She turns away Harris. 4 on 3 for the Cats. Osborne from the corner. Traveling called against Henderson. Osborne into the game, a junior from Spring, Texas, Oak Ridge High School. More of a defensive weapon with her intensity. One of the many guards getting an opportunity tonight.
Bearcats have already taken 37 shots in this game.
Harrell out pressuring Harris. Grable. Clears space from Aramis. Misses the 3. Offensive rebound for Willis. Harrell up court. Aramis. Jump stop. Plus the foul. Aramis a chance to be the second into double figures to join McKinney if she can make the free throw.
Yeah, 13-0 run now for the Bearcats over the last 4.5 minutes. Just took a hit right across the face.
Aramis 10 points in 13 minutes. That's one way to beat the trap, is bypass everybody, throw it to the front court. That worked that time for Howard Payne. Here come the Lady Jackets, good feed inside. And 2. Bria Neal out of Riverside Academy in Louisiana. Harrell. Aramis. Aramis forced that one in there.
Those are the first points for Howard Payne in over 5 minutes.
Harrell rolling, 3 in the key. called on Madeline Batista, another of the junior college transfers we mentioned with good size, 6'2" for number 21. Grew up in Orlando, Winter Park High School, and then Daytona State Community College. A blocking foul called on Batista.
I bet it's not hard to recruit to Daytona in the spring.
Not at all, especially for native Floridian like Madeline Batista. First free throw, no good from Bria Neal. You like the call?
She's a little far underneath. You know, you got inside that circle there, so probably played well defensively. Like to see her a little bit farther out away from the basket.
She did still seem to be moving after Neal had left her feet. Missed layup. Rebound cleared by Howard Payne.
Yeah, the thing about stuff like that, that's easily cleaned up by Coach Justice.
Another steal from Henderson. Coast the other way for two.
A lot of really good intensity from Henderson over these last few minutes.
Henderson has looked good tonight. The freshman from New Jersey. Right wing three, in and out from Harris. Harris now 1 for 9 from the field. Harrell steps into the three, it's short. Rebound cleared by Neal. Top of the key, it's Harris. Reach-in foul. She was shadowed by Faith Cook.
I think Cook thought she had it picked cleanly.
That's Cook's third foul. She's replaced by Aramis.
Another good look there at the steal by Henderson.
And you could see there off camera, Jason, Raven Justice gave a few claps and a handshake. So Justice is not one that minds fouls. She's not going to get on you just for making a foul. It's the thought process, the intent. She liked the intensity there.
Yeah, and you know, with this team, they've got the depth. They, you know, and she's going to see that they may have the ability to give a couple of those away because they could bring in a player who can step right in and keep up that same intensity. So there's not a lot of drop off, even if you lose a player like Cook. They've got the depth there to keep playing the same way.
Aramis draws a foul, reach in from Lily Yannick. Aramis to the line for two. Cat 6 of 11 from the stripe tonight. Well, Bearcats shooting 39% as a team. Howard Payne at 19%. Bearcats 2 of 14 from deep. Howard Payne 0 of 7.
Just a reach across the body there on Aramis that got her to the line.
Aramis the leading scorer with 12 in this first half. She forces the steal. Collision at midcourt. Who's the foul on? It's going to go Bearcat way. It will be called on Bria Neal. Nice work again from Ramina Henderson.
There was a discussion there on whether it was a shooting foul or just an inbound. I think they're calling that an offensive foul. So no free throws for the Bearcats. They'll just inbound along the sideline.
And the Bearcats will line up for a play with no defenders. High screen from Haynes. Aramis directing traffic. 3-second difference between the clocks. It's Harrell. No look pass. Turnaround Haynes off the back rim. Picked up by Grable. Grable away from Aramis. 7 seconds left. 3 seconds left. Blocking foul McKinney.
And that's one of the fouls that when you talk about Raven likes to see good defensive play. That's going to be one of the ones that she's going to talk to McKinney about and talk about just controlling her body a little bit, because that was a foul that you didn't have to give away with 2.7 seconds left.
And on cue, Jason, we can see Justice across the court talking with McKinney, who's on that left block.
Yeah, McKinney had cover from behind her. She didn't have to give away that contact.
Aramis peeking at the clock, heaves it up, and that's the end of the first half. The Bearcats, as expected, a big lead at halftime. They scored 23 in the second quarter, and at the half, it's Bearcats 42, Howard Payne 23.
As a boy, Lorenzo Baez's playground was the streets. When his grandfather suffered a heart attack, one nurse's act of kindness changed his life. Today, he is the first in his family to graduate college, and he's not done yet. He's on his way to becoming a doctor. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Lorenzo defy the odds. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
And welcome back, Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, Texas at halftime. Bearcats up by 19. Here's the upcoming schedule from the visitors. Howard Payne out of Brownwood, Texas. They go to Beaumont, take on Lamar, a Southland Conference foe, on Monday, then at Texas Lutheran, at ACU.
Yeah, and you see with their schedule, this isn't the only game that they're looking to really get out and try to test themselves. You've got Lamar, you've got Abilene Christian, so they're giving themselves a schedule where they can get out similar to what the Bearcats are going to do. They're going to test themselves on the road against some Division I opponents. Of course, the Abilene Christian game, not that far from where they are, kind of a natural fit for their schedule.
Howard Payne, located in Brownwood, Texas, 80 miles southeast of Howard Payne. Took them about 4 hours to drive here today. Their head coach, Yannick Denton, told me all back roads until they hit I-45. More coming up at halftime. It's 42-23. The Bearcats up at halftime in the season opener.
Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home was established in September of 2003. Our partnership with the Small Business Development Center is just like our partnership with other vendors in our community.
We developed a marketing plan, a strategic analysis, as well as social media presence.
If you let them, they can take your dream, put it to paper. That's the way we got started, and 13 years later, we're very happy to be a part of this community.
Welcome back. Our score at halftime, Sam Houston State 42, Howard Payne at a Division III 23. 19-point lead for the Cats as we look at their upcoming schedule. Brought to you by CHI St. Luke's Health Emergency Center. And Jason, you followed this program for a long time. Some big Power 5 foes coming up, including road tests at Texas Tech and Ole Miss.
Yeah, and this is, once again, it's typical of what you'll see from Sam Houston. I think one of the things, though, that jumps out at me is a home game against Louisiana. Not a lot of opportunities early in the year to get a good Division I opponent to come into Johnson Coliseum. They're going to get that chance, and it's going to be nice because, playing this game against Howard Payne, there's going to have a chance to clean some stuff up. Then you get to turn around, you step up the competition a little bit, you're still playing it here at home before you head out on the road and you take on that Texas Tech, you take on the Ole Miss.
And then in December, Oklahoma away, and then 3 days later, new this year, the conference play starts a week before Christmas at Northwestern State.
Yeah, and I think that just really adds to the importance of these games early in the year. You don't have a full November, December slate to work out the kinks. It's a quick turnaround into conference play. December 18th at Northwestern State, December 21st at New Orleans. So they don't have just a lot of time to clean stuff up.
Bearcats up by 19. Everyone getting involved in the act. More coming up at halftime in Huntsville.
Hey Bearcats, take your membership on the go by downloading the Sam Houston State University Alumni Cat app today. Not a member yet? Join the Sam Houston Alumni Association or renew in seconds to enjoy exclusive national benefits on dining, entertainment, and much more. Now that you're in, take some time to explore your exclusive member benefits. Read the latest edition of Heritage Magazine or find an alumni event near you. Click on our travel tile to sign up and explore the globe with our traveling Bearcats, or stay connected to alumni in your area as you take your membership everywhere. Come hang out with the Alumni Association as we tailgate some of the biggest games of the year by showing your alumni member card that is now in the palm of your hand. Download the SHSU Alumni Cat app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store, or visit shsu.edu/cat app. Eat 'em up, Cats!
And back here at Johnson Coliseum, Sam Houston State leading Howard Payne 42-23. Teams are starting to come back out on the floor. We're going to take a look at some of the first half highlights here. And Matt, early in the game, it was Howard Payne taking it to the Bearcats.
Yeah, they came out as the aggressors. Bearcats grew into this game, but then the defense for the Bearcats really changed things, and the Bearcats got contributions from the starters and the bench.
Yeah, a lot of points in transition for the Bearcats. 20 fast break points. You see it there as they were conscious of getting the ball down to the paint. Kiera McKinney was a big part of that, and you see Faith Cook had a big first half for Sam Houston as the Cats forced 15 steals, and they turned that into 27 points off of turnovers, and a lot of it for the Bearcats was getting it down into the paint, as we see right here. Another point in the paint. They had 26 of those in the first half. It was certainly a concerted effort by the Bearcats to get it down low, to get it to McKinney. And then even then when you find Aramis down low in the paint, it was still the guards getting down low and scoring.
8 different scorers for the Cats. Aramis led everyone with 12. Kiera McKinney with 10. Leading scorer for Howard Payne was Harris. Now we will take our final break, and we'll come back with the start of the second half. Students enjoying this one. Bearcats up 19 at half.
I enjoy seeing kids, regardless of their age, see the light bulb go on and they have that aha moment. In 1997, I started Tomorrow's Promise, the Montessori School of Huntsville, with 3 students. The Small Business Development Center helped me with classes on how to open a business.
We also helped Kay market through social media, website analysis, and develop funding opportunities.
We have grown to 38 teachers and over 220 students.
Coach Justice and company giving one final bit of instruction to her team before the start of the third quarter. Matt Peterson with Jason Barfield. The Bearcats picked 3rd in the Southland Conference in the preseason poll. Last year, 16 wins. They had 7 total wins in the 2 prior years before Coach Justice took over. And Jason, with those 16 wins, the most ever for a Bearcats women's basketball coach in her first season in the Division I era.
And she wasn't happy with the way the season ended. You know, that wasn't enough for her, and I think that just shows what the focus of this program is going to be.
A missed layup on the first possession for Chelsea Harris. The Bearcats back the other way. Jalen Walker, Leggett missed it from the free throw line, tipped out by McKinney. And a new possession for the Cats. Leggett, Walker, and now Aramis. Zone defense here from the Lady Jackets. Walker drains the 3 as the shot clock wound down.
Yeah, didn't see a whole lot of Jalen Walker in that first half, so we'll see how she settles into the second half.
3 total minutes for Walker. Those are her first 3 points of the night. Blocking foul underneath. A tussle in the paint, but a timeout was called prior to the blocking foul. Oh, an early whistle for Yannick Denson. We will take the break with them. The Bearcats up by 22 in Huntsville.
The proud son of hardworking immigrant parents, Eric Rodas chose to serve his country. A father, a soldier, and now a college graduate. He proved that circumstances have nothing to do with your outcome. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Eric determine their future. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Well, Welcome back after the timeout. Lady Jackets will inbound under the basket with Ali out to midcourt with Grable. Chelsea Harris from Midway High School, Waco, Texas, driving, finishing, plus the foul. Lachey Haynes got her on the way up.
You know, one of the things is to be curious to see what Raven Justice thinks of this second half performance, because one of the things she does not want to see is any sort of let up. They had a good first half, but they can't really sit on that. She's going to want to see that same kind of intensity kept up throughout the second half.
Offensive rebound for Howard Payne, but stolen on the backside by Haynes. 20 turnovers in the first half for Howard Payne. Walker from the corner. She knew it was good.
And that's what we know we can get from Walker this year. Very streaky shooter. She gets hot, she can fill up the bucket quick.
Block there from McKinney. Good no call. Aramis can take it herself, but she misses the layup. Contested by Harris.
Yeah, just left it short.
McKinney wins it again. Walker from 15 feet off the front rim. Coast to coast, Paige Grable. I can hear the coach on the far sideline, Yannick Denson, second-year head coach of Howard Payne, saying, let the last play go. Don't dwell on the mistakes.
Yeah, and that's one of the things he's going to be looking at. How do they respond? Because they played well in that opening quarter. What is his team going to do coming out of the half? He's going to want to see them really kind of ramp up that intensity, play a lot more like they did the opening 5 minutes of this ball game where they were attacking. And I think you're seeing a little more of that right now.
Bearcats led by 6 after one quarter. Opened it up in the second, winning 23-10 in the second period. Good ball movement from the Cats. Leggett driving, miss with the left hand. McKinney crashed to the offensive glass. And it's Howard Payne basketball. Tough night for Leggett. Offensively, 0 for 7 from the fields.
You saw that last substitution, Paige Grable. She never made her way to the bench. She checked out, and she stood there and talked to Denson, and he chatted with her the whole time, coaching, and then put her right back in the game.
Out of the book of Raven Justice, she does that all the time. Quick substitution, 30 seconds or less, get them back in. Turnover, good pressure from Harrell contesting the pass.
Yeah, Cook will check
Cook
in the ball game now for Aramis. And then we see it right now. Aramis standing there talking to Raven Justice. A little bit of coaching for her.
Harrell in the corner. Good interior pass from Cook. Leggett kicks it out. McKinney misses from the left elbow. Put back from Leggett. Her first points of the night. Open three from Grable off the back rim. Howard Payne now 0 of 8 from downtown tonight. Transition basketball from the Cats. Leggett drew some contacts. Referees say rule of verticality, no whistle. Eight 4 Cats since halftime. Traveling the call.
Well, the Cats have not let up on the defensive intensity. They're getting bodies, getting hands inside those passing lanes. And we've heard Coach Justice talk about it last year. It's carrying over this year. Nothing easy. They're not giving up any easy plays. And I guarantee if she feels like they are, they're not going to be on the floor very long.
Walker with Harrell. Leggett to this near side. Ramina Henderson. 3 seconds to call. It was Leggett camped out underneath the basket.
Yeah, that's a call you're going to see a lot more early in the year. They kind of established that. Second time tonight we've seen the Bearcats called for 3 seconds.
Good work, Howard Payne. They break the pressure. Now the Bearcats try and trap. Opportunity here for the Lady Jackets. The pass was on. It came too late. Good recovery. Ramita Henderson, another steal. Harrell, good, quick movement to the corner. Missed the deep 2 from the baseline. Reach and foul from Jalen Walker. Jason, Ramina Henderson, true freshman, her first college game, 4 steals tonight in 11 minutes.
Yeah, that's something that's definitely going to stand out when coaching staff sits down and looks at the tape. Making the most of her time on the floor.
Harrell goes to the bench.
Walker going to be left out there with the 3 fouls. Maybe just seeing how she's going to play.
Oh, good hustle on this near side. Leggett nearly ran it down. Offensive foul.
That's a call that Raven Justice has been asking for since about midway through the first quarter. That extra little arm, that free arm trying to clear some space. But every couple minutes she asks for that to be called.
Good feed inside. McKinney spinning against 2, missed it. And the rebound pulled in by Ingram.
A little bit of contact there, but not enough to draw a whistle, and certainly something that Raven Justice would expect McKinney to fight her way through.
Good finish. Chelsea Harris, our pregame featured player for Howard Payne. Lost inside on a good interior pass. Corner now, just inside. Fake of a 3. Nice read from Leggett. She's brought it defensively here in the third. Leggett out to Aramis. Miss layup. Put back is there. Bearcats trying to trap it midcourt. Howard Payne doing a good job against it. But another steal for the Cats inside. Walker, left-handed baseball pass down to Aramis. Aramis missed the layup. McKinney with the putback.
Yeah, good work there from McKinney, running the floor. She created the initial loose ball and then was there to clean it up.
Running floater is missed. Picked up at midcourt. Reach and foul by Henderson.
Yeah, Walker got a little lazy with the ball, trying to get out and run in transition, and then Henderson coming back had to commit the foul.
Media timeout in Huntsville. The Bearcats up big on opening nights. Welcome back. Matt Peterson with Jason Barfield. It's 54-29 Cats after the media timeout. Harris driving and missing. Tipped out by McKinney. Here comes Osborne. Osborne will slow it down with Aramis. Bearcats have controlled each quarter tonight in the season opener. Good pass, Osborne, Aramis into the paint. Nice work, shifting to the right hand. Aramis, game high 16 points, 6 of 15 from the field. Azaria Panagua out of Houston, Texas, Clearbrook High School.
I tell you what, the Bearcats tonight defensively, we've talked about just the pressure they've been doing. They've done a really good job on Chelsea Harris. We talked about her in the open. Yes, she is leading the team in scoring, 11 points, but it hadn't been easy. 3 of 13 shooting. She's turned it over 3 times. She's really made her hay at the free throw line with 5 points.
A miss at the left block from Paige Grable. Aramis, open three, in and out. The Bearcats 4 of 17 from deep tonight. Nice take. She split the defenders, and Neal lays it up and in. Osborne. Cleveland. Silky smooth finish.
Yeah, nice little head fake. Looked like she might try to dish the pass out to the corner and then took it herself in the paint.
Azaria Panagua, freshman from Houston. Turnover. Leggett returns. Sandra Kennedy. They both return.
You know, interesting lineup with the Bearcats right now. You've got Leggett, Kennedy on the floor. Also joining on the floor, Courtney Cleveland. 3 players, I think, are probably going to play similar type roles this year. Interesting to see all 3 of them on the floor at the same time right now.
Osborne away from a Cleveland screen, open for Osborne. Aramis, true defender. Leggett, excellent ball movement here from the Cats. Osborne passes up the 3. Cleveland. Aramis, 9 to shoot in the paint. Osborne, got it! How many passes? You think 12, 13 passes on that possession?
At least. Everybody, I think, touched the ball twice.
Team basketball from the Cats as Aramis reaches in.
Yeah, tough call for Aramis. She was playing great pressure defense there. Another look at the Osborne 3. That was deep. That was from the new men's line.
Yeah, to avoid any confusion, the white line is the high school three-point line. The black line is the college women's line, and the blue three-point line is the new men's three-point line. Nice take through traffic. She's had a good second half. Bria Neal into double figures for Howard Payne. Osborne at the baseline. Tried the reverse layup. Does not come off. Howard Payne the other way. Neal again. Curling finish. And a turnover. Sam Houston sloppy with the inbound pass. Cleveland for Aramis.
The Bearcats playing a little rushed there, and they don't really need to. But I think part of that's just coming from the pace and the tempo that Howard Payne is continuing to play with. They've not let up on the offensive end, and as a result, the Bearcats have tried to keep that same tempo up, and that was a situation where they just didn't need it.
Leggett contesting. Aramis and Osborne sit down. Walker has returned along with Cook. Neal. Last second feed. Another block for Kiera McKinney. After the jump ball, Bearcats possession.
That's now 5 blocks for Kiera McKinney in this game of the 7 the Bearcats have been credited with. Boy, I tell you what, if she's had 5 blocks, she's changed 5 more shots.
Yeah, big shoes to fill. Lydia Baxter, great career in Huntsville. She graduated. Henderson, everything but the finish. McKinney, the putback and the foul.
Boy, McKinney is having herself a night. 14 points, 13 boards, 5 blocks. And a good look at the offensive rebound here. She's got 7 offensive boards tonight, Matt. You want to talk about a player who has really stepped up her game from what we saw last year. I think Kiera McKinney is one of the ones that really stands out.
Yeah, Baxter's gone, a big presence inside, but McKinney's there, augmented by all these new players with size, and of course the return of Lachey Haynes in her 6th year of college basketball. An illegal screen. Make that a blocking foul by Cleveland. I thought they called the high pick. Cleveland called for the foul. Free throws coming here for Willis.
McKinney's doing it very efficiently from the floor. 6 of 9 shooting. He's also got a couple of free throws tonight.
A double-double for McKinney. 14 points, 13 boards, 27 minutes.
Game clock and shot clock pretty much synced up here. Cats can hold for the last shot if they want to.
Walker acrobatic dribbling, and she scores. Only 3 minutes in the first half for Walker, but she has 5 points since halftime. One second left in the half. And that's the end of the third quarter. Here's that spectacular play from Walker.
And we saw a lot of that last year. Very good with the ball.
Bearcats in control. They scored 23 for 2 straight quarters. We go to the fourth, all Cats in Huntsville.
Three, two, one.
Welcome back, Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville. Matt Peterson with Jason Barfield. We start the fourth quarter. Inbounds play and a reach-in foul from Henderson. Ramina Henderson, true freshman, has had a good night tonight with 4 steals. Now another inbounds play coming for Selena Ali. Smooth roll and finish from Harris. The Waco native in double figures tonight. She's up to 13. Top of the key, Cleveland driving. Missed the layup. And a tie-up. McKinney and Cleveland converging there against Bria Neal. Now, Jason, you've watched this conference for a long time on both the men's and women's side, but it feels like the women's side is very open. The preseason poll from the coaches, Abilene Christian, the preseason favorite, 14 first place votes. SFA second with 9. Sam Houston State in third. They even got a first place vote.
Yeah, and it's, you know, even going past that, Texas A&M Corpus Christi fourth, Lamar fifth. You've got 5 teams that all received first place votes from the head coaches or the SIDs in the league.
Now the Bearcats last year were down near the bottom, maybe dead last, bottom 3 for sure, but they turned a lot of heads with their season. Made it to Katy for the first time in a few years. There's a miss from Henderson. Well, they earn their respect to their opposing coaches, up to third this year. There's so much talent coming back. Harrell from 12 feet, all net.
Well, and I think that's the kind of stuff right there that you're going to see, and that's why the other coaches in the league think so highly of this team, is because of what Raven Justice has been able to do and the attitude that she's been able to instill into this program. They just play a different brand of basketball than what we had seen over the last several years. And I think that was one of the things that, just talking to some of the other coaches and the SIDs around the league, that they really felt like was a big change.
Wide open 3 for Harrell. She scored the last 5 points for the Cats. Harrell up to 7 points. The Cats now 6 of 20 from deep. Open shot, a deep 2 is off the mark from Neal. Walker on a 3-on-2 behind Henderson. Ball fake Cleveland. She loves getting into the paint. She earns a foul against Chelsea Harris.
And I think if you want to talk about some of the changes that have happened in this program with the players. I think Rachel Harrell's a good example of a player who has become a different player than what she was before Raven Justice got here. We talked about it before. She was a spot-up shooter, and we've seen a more complete Rachel Harrell. 7 points tonight. That was her first three-pointer of the night. That used to be all she lived on, was that three ball. If it was there for her, great, but if it wasn't, she probably wasn't going to scratch the score sheet. She's become a more complete player.
After the inbound, it's Walker in front of the bench, inside, spinning Batista. She turns it over.
Just kind of expanding on that, you look at her numbers tonight. 11 minutes, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and just 1 turnover.
Wonderful coast-to-coast take from Selena Ali, the sophomore from San Antonio. Good pass from Walker to Henderson. Travel the call against Batista. And if we go back to that style of play conversation, Bearcats in some ways resemble Lamar, which has really dominated the conference with their defense and up-tempo style of play the last couple of years.
Yeah, they did it off the steals. I mean, NCAA's nation's leading, steal person, and 21 steals for the Bearcats tonight. They're doing it with defensive pressure, and they're doing it from top to bottom. There's not any one player who's standing out there defensively. Nobody has more than 4 on this team.
Howard Payne able to break the pressure, but it's one from Kennedy, the freshman. Blocking foul. She was in the restricted area. And as Harris tried to take the charge.
And once again, we talked about the speed of the game, and it doesn't really seem right now to phase Kennedy. She picked up the steal, got her head up, and went straight down to the other end. She was looking at nothing but getting to the basket.
First free throw missed. And this is what the Bearcats can do to you. They have athleticism all over the court. So even when teams break that initial press and they get into what should be an advantageous position, 3-on-2 in the front court, the center fielders, per se, will make a steal like we just saw from Kennedy. And there we see again, backside help from Walker for the steal. Out to Harrell. Step back 3 is short. Haynes grabs the rebound. Hard dribbled and out to Walker. Off the glass and out from Henderson. And Jason, tonight you can really see Walker take on the role of playmaker.
And that's what they want from her. They want her to be able to create. They know what they're going to get from her on the offensive end. If she can create and help the people around her and become that absolute complete player, she could be the Southland Conference Player of the Year.
Nice touch, good ball fake. Julissa Ibarra out of San Antonio's Warren High School. And a senior with an 18-footer there. Here's Walker, misses the 3. Traveling the call.
Yeah, the hustle there by Henderson to chase down the loose ball. Took a little bit of a bump when she picked it up and wasn't able to really control her feet. Took the extra step.
Mallory Garcia to inbound. One at midcourt by Henderson. But out of bounds, this near sideline.
She's doing the work on the
Ibarra
defensive
will
end.
Inbound.
That's 2 times now the ball right on the edge, and she wasn't able to control it.
Inbounded, good passing, and then Harrell commits the foul against Willis.
Yeah, really a mismatch down low there. Not a whole lot Harrell was going to be able to do defensively. Just kind of got an arm out and tried to disrupt the shot. Just got enough of a piece of Willis's arm. Didn't give up the easy two, though.
First free throw is good. Well, Jason, we look back at last year's Bearcats schedule. They played LSU tough in the opening game. They came home and scored 100 against Jarvis Christian. It's one thing that Raven Justice brought, not just the offense, but the big jump in scoring. They averaged 74.5 points per game, most since the 95-96 team. 2 more from Harrell.
Yeah, they're creating more shots, too. And with that, defensive pressure, like you see just there, they're going to get more shots away, which is going to hopefully result in more buckets.
73-44, Bearcats leading Howard Payne in the season opener. Loose ball, Harrell dives for it to win it, rolls it to Walker. Walker, football pass out to Leggett. 2 more. Amber Leggett reprising her brother's role on the football field at Texas Tech. A football family. Thomas Leggett, a defensive back.
She was playing more wide receiver there on that. The long pass from Walker, running free in the secondary.
And of course, Amber's dad, Jordan, played at Clemson, was a tight end. Oh, so
a little athleticism in the family,
yeah,
huh?
More modeling her dad, Jordan, there on that outlet play. And that's the thing with the Cats now, is there's the expectation to run, so somebody better be down court. Here's Leggett again. Missed the layup. High arcing 3 off the mark from Ibarra. The Bearcats then went to Wichita State last November, lost by 8. They won at Louisiana last December, so they would hope to beat them again here at home in the return matchup. Good feed, McKinney. Block shot, 7 left on the shot clock for the Bearcats. We've reached the under 5-minute media timeout. All Bearcats in the opener in Huntsville. And welcome back. 4:42 left in the fourth. Bearcats 75, Howard Payne 44. Harrell off the inbound. Misses the 3. Fought for the rebound, not there. Outlet for Grable, and she'll finish with the left hand. 6 points for Grable. How about that? From Henderson, but then she gave it away. She tried to throw it inside for Kennedy. Track meet. 4 quick points for Grable, and a timeout for Raven Justice and the Cats.
Yeah, 75-48, 4 minutes left to play. It doesn't matter to her. She does not like what she sees out there, and a quick timeout to fix the problem, because she's coaching right now, and this is not the result that matters. It's how you take what happens in this game and translate it to the next one. They've got a tough schedule coming up, and there's some things that she wants to see cleaned up right now. She doesn't want to wait until after the game when she watches the film.
Well, it's a season of progress. They made a lot last year. There are some very exciting games, and you can see noticeable improvement, including the games against Lamar. January 25th, they hosted Lamar, lost 83-72. They played them about a month later in Beaumont, lost by 5 in a game that went down to the wire. A few other notable instances of that. They lost at SFA in the final conference game. 3,600 people were there. Good environment, so this team a little more battle-tested as Aramis hits a 3, and she's up to 19 for the game.
Yeah, you talk about progress. They started off Southland play at home, lost to Abilene Christian, the team that ultimately ended up winning the league. They went to Abilene in February and won in Abilene.
Leggett misses another. Put back there from Cleveland.
By the way, that steal just now was number 28 in the game. That has just tied the school record for most steals in a game. Prairie View back in the 94-95 season, a game here at Johnson Coliseum.
Leggett with the reach in. And Jason, we were talking during the break, Bearcats averaged about 12 steals per game last season. They had 335 steals in 29 games. Their opponents had 295. So clearly the nature of the game and the style of play, up and down, fast break, is going to lead to more steals, but that's a nice mark to reach for and try to surpass this season.
And you know, obviously, you got to take into consideration, yes, it is Howard Payne, but I think what it's going to do is it just drills in to the head of every single player out there that you play with this mentality, you're going to create opportunities for you on the defensive end, and that's what they're doing. They're stepping into every single passing lane.
Open three from the left side, off the front rim. Good look, but a miss from Lily Yannick. Howard Payne still looking for their first three. They're 0 for 10 from deep tonight. Perhaps a byproduct of the relentless pressure from the Cats defensively. Turnover, Howard Payne goes the other way. Behind the back dribble from Ollie. Another missed three. It was a step back, fadeaway variety from Ibarra. Well, if we look ahead to the conference schedule, Jason, here with under 3 minutes left, Bearcats up by 32. They'll open things up on the road in December at Northwestern State, at New Orleans. And come home early January, McNeese and Nichols. But it's a back-loaded schedule for the women. A lot of home games in February. They'll host SFA, UIW, Central Arkansas, Southeastern, NHBU here at Johnson Coliseum in the month of February.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want when you look at that scheduling standpoint. You want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the regular season, and they're going to get those opportunities to play them here at Johnson Coliseum.
Another quirk this season is Wednesday night doubleheaders. How do you think that affects things for the women or the men, or big picture for the conference?
You know, it changes your approach to the day, because certainly you get into a rhythm of a 6:30 tip, and so your game day routines are always the same, and you start going, you know, you're used to it on a Saturday playing a doubleheader, but a midweek where you've got classes, especially if you're at home, you've got classes in the morning, and then you've got to come and gear up for a little bit earlier tip on the women's side, a little later tip on the men's side. It certainly does change up that regular routine, and you know, you've been around athletics enough. Athletes and coaches, they're creatures of habit, and you break that up, and sometimes you don't get the results that you want.
The one thing I could see with it is if both teams are good, it could build a lot of camaraderie, road warrior mentality, pulling off some sweeps on the road, some happy bus rides, if both teams are able to win and kind of feed off one another.
Well, I think you also can get the crowd to feed off of that as well. Wednesday nights, typically good nights to try to draw.
Another three from the freshman, Ramina Henderson.
You know, one of the things we did see back in the day when there were a lot of Thursday doubleheaders is you saw that crowd kind of start to come in second half of the women's game and really have a great crowd for the finish of their ball games as they were coming in for the men's game.
Good box out and rebound on the interior from Madeline Batista. 90 seconds left. Well, the Bearcats in control throughout. A good learning experience here for Howard Payne. Steps against Henderson.
Henderson just got a little bit ahead of herself there. And we've seen that a couple of times, but, you know, I think you can also kind of maybe chalk that one up to first game and just that adrenaline. That's something she's going to learn how to dial back.
Another turnover. Well, as far as the other coaches and SIDs, the three stars for this Bearcat team, Jalen Walker, preseason First team All-Southland. She was second team All-Southland last year and the newcomer of the year. Jennifer Aramis, preseason second team All-Southland. And Amber Leggett, preseason second team All-Southland.
Yeah, it's good to see Amber Leggett get that nod. That's just a credit to the type of play and the work that she does.
Another three from the freshman, Ramina Henderson. She missed her first three, but she makes two here late in the fourth. Traveling, extra step that time from Panagua.
Great pass here from Leggett. Left-handed skip pass across the floor to pick out Henderson.
The Bearcats have now scored 23 points in each of the last three quarters, including this fourth. 8-second difference between the clocks. Leggett, cross court, Osborne, three more! Osborne 2 for 2 from downtown. She has 6 tonight. 4 seconds left for Howard Payne. And the season opener comes to a close. Sam Houston State 91, Howard Payne 49.
And I think one of the things we talked about to start the second half that we did see, there was no let up in the second half. In just even the moment that Raven Justice thought she might see it, she was there to call a timeout, make a few changes, and was able to keep that intensity up for the full 40 minutes.
Bearcats end this game on a 16-1 run over the last 4 minutes and 3 seconds. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the head coach, Raven Justice. The Bearcats are 1-0. They beat Howard Payne tonight. Post-game, the Bearcats beat Howard Payne 91-49. And we are now joined by second-year head coach Raven Justice. Raven, last year you started at LSU, a different opponent tonight, but I think some positives for your squad. What do you think about this performance?
You know, I think the biggest thing is just getting the first game out. You know, I think players have jitters, you know, the big lights, so everybody's excited to play. So, you know, the positive is just, you know, we got the game up under our belt and we have something to grow on and get better at practice every day on.
28 steals, you match a program record, most ever in a game against Prairie View A&M of all schools back in 94 and 95. And you also finish on a 16-1 run, which I think you'll be pleased with. You wanted your team to finish strong.
Absolutely. You know, our biggest thing is we didn't start well. And that's something we pride ourselves on, is trying to start the basketball game well and finishing strong. So, you know, our start wasn't what we wanted it to be, but, you know, I'm glad that they fought and tried to, you know, put in perspective how we want to play the basketball game.
Kiera McKinney seemed to rise to the occasion. She's a senior. No more Lydia Baxter. She has some reinforcements, plus Lachey Haynes back for a sixth year. But what about McKinney tonight?
You know, I thought Keys worked really hard in practice. That's why she got the start. You know, the biggest thing is she has a bigger responsibility. You're absolutely right. Last year we had Lydia Baxter, we had Lachey Haynes. You know, we had so many other people that we could play in her position, and now it's hers. And so, you know, she just has to take ownership. I think the biggest thing I'm proud of is her rebounding effort tonight. You know, she had the opportunity to get up there and get a couple. And, you know, that's the biggest thing with a post player. You want them to feel good about rebounding the basketball.
Are you seeing the growth in this team defending for 40 minutes, defending every single inbound player? You're starting to see them expect that?
I wish I was seeing it more often, but, I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, we're trying to do that. And I think the biggest thing is, although, you know, we didn't have Jen today, she's been limited, but, like, we have some new faces, Faith Cook, who I call Small Fry, you know. So it's different combinations that we're trying to get to play that type of basketball for 40 minutes. But, you know, it's a good feeling that they're trying. We got to get better, but they're definitely trying.
How about lastly a thought on the non-conference schedule? Louisiana comes here this weekend. You won in Lafayette last year, and then some Power 5 foes on the road.
You know, Louisiana Lafayette's going to be a tough game. They're very talented. I think the biggest thing with them is they're going to be physical. They shoot the ball extremely well. You know, so we have to have a better start. Our non-conference is built to make us better, you know. We have Texas Tech. We go to OU. Ole Miss is playing really well right now. So, you know, we're going to have to buckle down and get a lot better, you know, but we don't want an easy schedule. We just don't want it. You know, we want to be able to play people that's going to challenge us every night to make us better and help these kids grow on the floor.
Year two for Raven Justice off to a good start. They beat Howard Payne tonight, and they get off to a good start. on the home schedule. Thanks to Coach Justice for joining us. For Jason Barfield, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long from Huntsville. With the final score is the Bearcats 91, Howard Payne 49. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.